Hey, you. Yeah, you. Let me ask you something right serious right now. Have you ever looked up at the night sky, seen those tiny little stars blinking at you like they know something you don't, and thought, what if that's where I belong? Because I have. And today, I'm going to take you on a journey, not just through space, but through the most powerful frontier any human being will ever explore, the one inside your own chest. My name doesn't matter right now. What matters is that once upon a time, I was just a kid from a small, dusty town in Uzbekistan, sitting on the roof of our mud brick house, eating a piece of naan, that beautiful round bread my grandmother baked every morning, staring at the sky with eyes bigger than my future. We didn't have much. We had one room, one stove, and one dream that my father whispered to me every night before sleep. Osmonge karaseng, yulduzlar seni hem tanesin. When you look at the sky, let the stars know your name too. I didn't understand it then, but oh, I understand it now. You know what the funny thing about dreams is? They don't care how poor you are. They don't check your bank account. They don't ask where you're from. Dreams are absolutely, beautifully, ridiculously democratic. And mine was to go to space. Not metaphorically, not in a poem, literally, in a rocket, with a helmet on my head and fire beneath my feet. Crazy, right? Tell me about it. I remember being 12 years old, walking 3 kilometers to school every single morning because we couldn't afford the bus. My shoes had holes in them, actual holes, like my sneakers were trying to become sandals without asking me. But every step I took, I counted stars I had memorized the night before. Polaris, Sirius, Betelgeuse. I said their names like prayers, because they were. As Albert Einstein once said, imagination is more important than knowledge. And brother, I had imagination in unlimited supply. That was the one thing poverty couldn't take from me. Do you remember the first time you wanted something so badly it physically hurt? Like not a toy, not a video game, something that felt like your soul reaching through your ribcage trying to grab the universe. That's what space felt like to me. And let me tell you, that feeling, that pain, that hunger, that is your compass. Don't ignore it. Don't numb it. Follow it. So I studied. Oh, did I study. While other kids played soccer in the street, I had my nose buried in physics books borrowed from the library, books so old the pages were yellow and fragile like dried leaves. Math, chemistry, astronomy. I failed my first physics exam, then my second. My teacher, God bless her, pulled me aside and said, maybe engineering isn't for you. And I nodded politely, and then I went home, and I cried, and then I opened the book again. Kuldan kelmedigan ish yok, fakat sabir kerek. There is no impossible task, you just need patience. My grandmother used to say this while kneading dough at 5 in the morning. She never went to school past the 4th grade, but she understood something that PhD professors sometimes forget, that persistence is the most advanced degree you can ever earn. Years passed. I got into university, on a scholarship, barely, by the skin of my teeth. I was the kid who ate bread and tea for dinner because the cafeteria was too expensive. I was the kid who wore the same 2 shirts alternating every day and hoped nobody noticed. Spoiler alert, they noticed. Did I care? Slowly, I learned not to, because every night I'd go to the rooftop of the dormitory, look up, and remind myself, those stars don't care what shirt I'm wearing. They care about what I'm doing. Have you ever watched the movie The Pursuit of Happiness? There's that scene where Will Smith is sleeping in a public bathroom with his son, protecting him, holding him, and he's still going to job interviews the next morning. That scene broke me the first time I watched it, because I understood it, not as fiction, as a mirror. Because you know what? Struggle doesn't disqualify you from greatness. Struggle is the entrance exam for greatness. I applied to the cosmonaut training program 3 times. 3 times! First rejection, standard letter, very polite, very cold. Second rejection, same letter, different date. Third time, I didn't even get a letter. To every physics book that ever humiliated me with a failing grade. Now, let me ask you something important. What has rejected you lately? A job? A person? A dream? Because here's what I need you to hear. Rejection is not a stop sign. It is a speed bump. It slows you down just enough to make sure you really, truly want what you're going after. If you stop at the speed bump, then maybe you didn't want it badly enough. But if you keep driving,
Oh, the road ahead is something else entirely. Training was, how do I put this gently, absolutely brutal. Physically, mentally, spiritually. They put you in centrifuges that spin until your face looks like a melting painting. They simulate weightlessness until you're vomiting and still have to complete calculations. They test your psychology, your fears, your breaking points, your shadows. I failed simulations, I failed fitness tests, I got back up every single time. Because as Carl Sagan once said, somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. And I was going to be the one to go find it. Yigilgen pahlewan kurashtan toimaide. A fallen wrestler never tires of the fight. This is not just a proverb. This is a lifestyle. This is the operating system you need to install in your brain if you are serious about your dreams. Download it right now, free of charge. And then the morning came. Launch day. I remember standing at the base of the Soyuz rocket and genuinely thinking I might faint. Not from fear, well, okay, a little from fear, but mostly from the sheer impossible reality of the moment. That kid with holes in his shoes, that kid who counted stars on rooftops, that kid who ate bread and tea and failed physics exams and got rejected 3 times, that kid was about to leave planet Earth. Tell me that's not the most insane, beautiful, ridiculous, magnificent thing you've ever heard. The engines ignite. The sound is not a sound. It's a physical force. It enters your body and shakes something loose inside you, something that's been stuck since you were 12 years old on that rooftop in Uzbekistan. And then you're moving. And then you're going faster than anything you've ever experienced. And then the sky goes from blue to dark blue to purple to black. And suddenly there are no more speed bumps, no more rejection letters, no more holes in your shoes. There is only silence and stars and this overwhelming, tear-inducing, completely irrational feeling of, I am exactly where I was always supposed to be. I look down at Earth from orbit, and I want you to understand something. There are no borders from up there. There are no rich neighborhoods and poor neighborhoods. There is no your country and my country. There is only this one breathtaking blue marble, spinning quietly in an ocean of darkness, somehow managing to keep all of us, every single dreaming, struggling, failing, rising human being, alive. And I thought of my grandmother kneading dough at 5 in the morning. I thought of my father whispering about stars, and I whispered back, Endi yulduslar meni tanidi. Now the stars know my name. So here is what I want to leave you with today. You might be sitting in your small room right now. You might be eating something modest, wearing something warm.